It's down the road we go. Happy Tuesdays. The 7th day of October is upon us. 2025, this is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. You don't have to be a brain surgeon or even a rocket surgeon to figure out what's going on behind me. Ugh. We're doing it again. Another day of pretty lousy air quality. Got a little better later in the afternoon on Monday. We're going to do it all over again, folks. It's like Groundhog Day. It is 255 in Kashmir on the AQI scale. That's more than it was yesterday at this time. East Wenatchee 223. That's, needless to say, bad. That's very unhealthy. Wenatchee's 188. And we're going to have to deal with it again. The Department of Ecology issued an air quality alert. No expiration date under the influence of a flat ridge of high pressure. It's not a dome, it's flat, but it's the same scenario. Smoke goes up, no place to go. Smoke comes down, no rain, no wind. There's no place for the dirty air to go. Stop me if we've seen this before. We are seeing a pretty good chance of this rain that we talked about and a system coming in a little bit ahead of schedule. They were thinking Friday afternoon, Friday night. Now they're thinking maybe Thursday night. I'm all for it. So we're not out of the woods yet, but things are looking good for getting some pretty clean air and some rain, snow, perhaps snow. Actually, at the 4,000 foot level and above, not necessarily going to affect the the lower Sugarloaf fire, but certainly the Labor Mountain fire might get a little snow. Hopefully they get a lot of snow. Details on that is on the way. We'll have news. We'll have sports. Of course, the Mariners are in the Motor City. It's a 1:08 game, folks. Now, for me, it doesn't affect me. I'm done for the day by the time first pitch is. For a lot of folks, might be taking a extended lunch hour. I don't know. It is Tuesday. That means hockey talk with our good buddy Austin Drade. The pride of the Hawkeye State will be in here to talk about wild hockey, what happened over the weekend and what's coming up this weekend. He'll be live in the studio, which is why there's a chair to my immediate left. Let's go. Let's do our tour around the Wenatchee Valley. The Wenatchee Heights camera gives us a realistic view of what we're dealing with, and that is that. Yeah, the bird poop is still. Okay, Tucker's trying to wipe it. No, it's not working. Basically, that's not going to go anywhere until somebody climbs the tower with a rag or it rains. So maybe by, Friday morning, it won't be there anymore. Although I must say the windshield wiper effect is kind of cool. Two Rivers, let's go see what Lake Wenatchee looks like. It looks something like this. Same scenario we've seen for the last few days, those low clouds and fog hanging over the lake. Sizable temperature difference between the water and the air, and that's what you get. Doesn't look too dirty air-wise up there at Two Rivers. The Wenatchee River is on your, the Wenatchee River isn't there, you can't see it. You got the Little Wenatchee on one side and the other river on the White River on the other side. And together, and along with all the other creeks and streams, they flow into Lake Wenatchee. Good morning to Lake Wenatchee. That'd be a good place to go once it burns off. Around a rock is this. Good morning to the Columbia River, sometimes called Lake Antioch. You can't normally on a clear day, you can see Mission Ridge. You can't even see Turtle Rock. That's how bad the air quality is. Again, 223 in East Wenatchee, 188 in Wenatchee, 129 in Leavenworth, 255 Kashmir leads the AQI parade, and I know they're proud of that. Speaking of Kashmir, to the Hay Canyon camera we go, and we say good morning to that. Ooh, looks like the opening credits of a sci-fi movie. That's looking directly towards the Wenatchee Valley. Look at that. That just does not look pleasant at all. No wonder Kashmir is a 255 on the AQI scale. And they led the AQI parade all day yesterday. 255, by the way, is very unhealthy. For a while yesterday morning, Kashmir was above 300, which is just plain hazardous. It doesn't go above hazardous. They got good, moderate, unhealthy for sensitive groups, unhealthy, very unhealthy, hazardous, and then, I don't know, death. I don't know what the last thing would be. Here's a graph of the AQI scale. This is Wenatchee, East Wenatchee. Oh, wait, let's do this one first. Okay, what the heck. It's Tuesday. This is what we do on Tuesdays. We always check in with the Climate Prediction Center. This is the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. This takes us from Sunday to next Thursday. I'd like that. we have a better than 50-50 chance of above normal precipitation. Now, October, when we start getting into October, especially November, but October as a measuring stick, this is when we start getting into, quote unquote, the rainy season. We have a tendency to get some rain here in the Wenatchee Valley in October and November before it switches over to snow. So we could use that. It's a better than 50-50 chance. I wish it was deep green, but it isn't. Next slide, we'll just find out together. There's your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, and that I like even more. We have about a 70% chance next week of seeing below normal temperatures. You want the heat? Head to the Midwest. If you really want the heat, head to the upper Midwest, head to Michigan. But outside of that, it looks like we could be in for a cooler and wetter week next week, and quite frankly, I'm all for that. And do we have our AQI graph ready to go? Here you go. Your key is at the top, the dotted line, the dashed line, the solid line. There is Kashmir, as you can see. Mid-morning yesterday, Kashmir got all the way into the hazardous range. They were like 310 or something like that. As the day progressed, it got better and better for everybody, but nobody got all the way down to green. Good air quality. We kind of hovered right around moderate, and then once again, as soon as the night fell, up goes the AQI to a level that we don't want to see. This is in 1 hour increments, by the way. And again, right now in Kashmir, it's 255, East Wenatchee 223, and Wenatchee 188. 7-day forecast brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. Check out their website. Sunny outside of the haze. Again, we have an air quality alert, no expiration date on that. We'll top off at 71, which, by the way, is exactly what we hit yesterday. It would be a little bit warmer if we didn't have the smoke. 42 for the overnight low tonight. We're going to do it again tomorrow, hazy and smoky. Outside of that, the sun would be a beautiful day if it wasn't for the haze and the smoke. But again, we're under the influence of that weak flat ridge of high pressure, and it's going to hang around. Models have said now it will finally go away during the course of the day on Thursday. In fact, Wednesday night, we have a slight chance of showers. On Thursday, we have about a 30% chance of showers, a little bit warmer. The chance of rain on Friday goes up to 40%. It hovers at 40% on Friday night, 40% chance of showers on Saturday. We're not talking heavy rain here. We're talking light showers, but we'll take whatever it is that we can get. And Saturday night, look at the overnight lows Saturday night. We'll be down near 40, and they say the snow level is going to be right around 4,000 feet Saturday night into Sunday, which means they have a pretty good chance of getting at least some cold rain on the local fires, and some of the fires may even get a little bit of light snow right at the very summit. Hope so. And then look how chilly it's going to get on Sunday and Monday. It's finally going to feel like October by the time we get to Saturday. I wish I could say we have a 100% chance of rain. We don't, but we'll take what we can get. It's 8 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, your news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
45 degrees, pretty dirty air here in the Wenatchee Valley. It's going to stay that way. Slight improvement in the AQI index throughout the course of the day. It'll be at its lowest late in the afternoon, and it's expected to get bad again as the evening progresses. It's 45 degrees. About 10 minutes after the hour, Chelan County's hearing examiner is in the process of reviewing the land use permit application from Helion Energy. That's the company that wants to build the world's first nuclear fusion power plant. And they want to build it adjacent to Rock Island Dam. Andy Kottkamp heard testimony last Wednesday from Helion. They want to supply electricity to Microsoft's data centers by fusing atoms together rather than splitting them. He also heard from concerned citizens testifying by Zoom that the fusion process still needs more study. This was one of several permitting hurdles that Helion has to get over before it can construct its 50-megawatt plant along the Malaga-Alcoa Highway. Kottkamp says he's likely to issue his decision within 10 working days. The city of Wenatchee has closed one of its 2 Safe Park locations for people living out of their vehicles. Administered by the Wenatchee Rescue Mission, the Safe Park project allows homeless residents to shelter in RVs while receiving services to help them find housing, jobs, and counseling. Our media partner at the Wenatchee World reports Safe Park 2 on Omi Garden Road was shut down in September as the number of tenants decreased. The remaining 4 occupants were moved to the original Safe Park on South Wenatchee Avenue. Rescue Mission Director Scott Johnson estimates that about 70% of the residents at the Omi Garden Road site left the program to enter permanent housing. He calls that, the closure of Safe Park 2, a sign of the program's success. A group of voters are asking a judge to overturn the successful bond issue passed in August to support Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue. The Rural Fire Agency got 60% approval for its $15 million bond issue. It would pay to improve old fire stations, and it would build a new one, as well as updating its equipment and its technology. A group of 4 residents in the neighborhood where a new station might be built were opposed to the bond resolution, and they sued the fire district in late August, saying Fire Chief David Walker should have recruited a committee to draft a statement of opposition to be included in the public voters guide. They also allege the fire district's Board of Commissioners violated public meetings law while crafting the bond proposal. Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue says it complied with election law and that there's no basis to overturn the results. A hearing on the fire agency's motion to dismiss the lawsuit is set for October 16th in the courtroom of Chelan County Judge Travis Brandt. Chelan and Douglas counties are inviting community members to join a public hearing regarding the 2025 to 2030 Chelan-Douglas Homeless Housing Strategic Plan. The plan addresses homelessness and housing needs across both counties, which was partially guided by a public survey and other information collected via the annual point-in-time count. The State Department of Commerce provided 5 objectives for communities, including strengthening the homeless service provider workforce and seeking to house everybody in a stable setting that meets their needs. The public hearing will be held on November 3rd at the Chelan County Administration Building in Wenatchee. The entire plan can be found by going to the Douglas County website. Link Transit launched 2 new bus routes yesterday in East Wenatchee. Routes 15 and 19 will replace Route 11. It'll also expand service along Grant Road and provide a direct connection to Pangbourne Memorial Airport. Route 15 will operate from Columbia Station to Wenatchee Valley Mall, continuing along Eastmont Avenue, 4th Street, and Kentucky Avenue, and then traveling up Grant Road to the airport. Route 19 will connect Columbia Station, Wenatchee Valley Mall, Fred Meyer, the Confluence Health and CVCH clinics, and area schools. Riders are encouraged to review the updated schedules. And if you'd like to go to the Chelan Public Library, you're not going to be able to go to it for quite some time. It's going to close later this month. It's not going to reopen until next summer. They're doing an interior refresh. The library is the latest to be renovated as part of the NCW Libraries Re-Imaging Spaces project. NCW Libraries is investing over $590,000 for the upgrades, which were shaped by input from residents of Chelan who participated in surveys and community meetings. Highlights will include a larger children's area, a teen study space, a quiet adult reading area, and upgrades to the acoustics. During the closure, which begins on October 20th, the library will provide a pop-up library service with a small browsing collection, and they'll hold pickup and public computer access. Got to have a good library. That's the news at 16 minutes after the hour. Grant is back from Buffalo, we hope. Of course, his Bills lost Sunday Night Football to the Patriots, so we'll see how his morale is. But he's back anchoring the news tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. That's the times on TV, or as we like to call it in the business, television. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. If that doesn't work for you, it'll be up and running right around 5 o'clock. You can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com. News will be right there. Also on our YouTube page, we'll put a link on our Facebook page. Don't forget, we're now on Apple TV. We're on that. You got that Amazon Fire Stick. That's pretty cool. We're on that. We're on, well, it's right there on TV there. Roku, which is pretty cool. I had Roku with soy sauce last night. Oh, it was so good. Some fresh carrots. I highly recommend it. And if you have a news tip, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Baseball, football, preps, sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Is your yard outdated, overgrown, or just not working for your lifestyle? At Bailey's Pro Landscaping, they specialize in transforming ordinary outdoor spaces into beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes built for Central Washington living. From custom designs to full installation, they bring expertise, creativity, and craftsmanship to every job. Your yard has potential. Start your project with Bailey's Pro Landscaping.
The Wenatchee Valley Business World presents the annual 30 Under 35 award ceremony. It's brought to you by the Chelan PUD and the Women's Resource Center. Get ready to celebrate the achievements of up-and-coming business and nonprofit professionals on Thursday, October 9th at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Purchase your tickets today and help shine a spotlight on the rising stars who are shaping the future of our region.
Hand off to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. Squirts between
High school sports is back this fall on the NCW Life channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Coverage is brought to you in part by our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Watch high school sports on your local TV station, the NCW Life channel.
"19 minutes after the hour in sports, after a 3-2 loss in Game 1 and a 3-2 win in Game 2, the Mariners are in Detroit. It is Game 3 this afternoon of the American League Division Series. Logan Gilbert will start for Seattle. He'll take on Jack Flaherty. Now, Gilbert has one game of postseason experience. He lost Game 1 of the 2022 American League Division Series against the Astros in Houston. Flaherty has 11 games of postseason experience. He's 5-3 with a 5.05 ERA in those games. Now, Mariner first baseman Josh Naylor, excuse me, he did not make the trip to Detroit. He is in Arizona awaiting the birth of his child. So Miles, Miles Mastrobuoni and Luke Raley, they both practiced at first base yesterday. Eugenio Suarez may move from third to first for today's game. We'll know in about an hour. First pitch on FS1 is at 108. Well, the Dodgers and the Brewers each took 2-0 lead. In the National League Division Series, L.A. held off a late rally from the Phillies to take Game 2 in Philadelphia, 4-3. The Cubs scored 3 in the top of the first, and then no more after that. The Brewers pulled away for a 7-3 win in Milwaukee, and my Yankees back in the Bronx were down 2-0 to the Blue Jays. Don't bother me at 108 or 508. I have plans. Well, a day after losing on a field goal on the last play of the game, Seahawks coach Mike Macdonald held his weekly presser yesterday. He praised his team's effort on offense and special teams, but admitted his defense didn't get the job done.
Man, it's been a long day. Been a good day. It's good to be with the guys. Good to watch the tape. Obviously we're not not pleased or disappointed in the outcome of the game. I thought the guys did play hard. We fought the last second. It's a good example of how the NFL works. There's a lot of games where in our 2-year history where I felt like you play complementary football and defense is helping out offense and special teams, things like that. Some certain games come to mind. Yesterday was a game where our offense and special teams had to pick up our defense, and it came down to trying to get a stop towards the end or scoring late, and we weren't able to do either of those things. So, we scoured through the tape, made a lot of corrections, and guys are on board. Go through, not around, as we like to say around here. But what's important is we learn from it, and we go attack the heck out of this week, and we come back fresh on Wednesday, and all eyes, straight ahead, and get ready for Jacksonville.
Now, before Sunday afternoon, Seattle was third in the NFL in scoring defense. Not anymore. Of course, they didn't have a number of injured regulars in the lineup. DeMarcus Lawrence didn't play. Julian Love didn't play. Devon Witherspoon didn't play, which is probably why Tampa Bay went 7 for 11 in third down conversions. Macdonald gave credit to the Tampa Bay offense.
It's like a pet peeve when the coaches get up here and they're like, yeah, it was all us, all those yards would be diminished if we would have just done X, Y, and Z. Like, Tampa deserves a lot of credit too. Baker's playing at a high level. I thought they had a good game plan. They executed really well. They play hard. They're a good team. Having said that, we have to play better too. And like I said after the game, I feel like I have to have a better game plan, and I have to call it better. So it's kind of everybody involved taking their game to another level and focusing that, getting all the inputs right throughout the week.
In the offseason, you might remember the Seahawks released veteran tight end Noah Fant, and they brought in A.J. Barner, and Macdonald said that move's worked out pretty good.
Well, he's a spark plug for our whole football team. This guy's got a great mentality. He's got swag to him. He's got an edge. He's got toughness. He's got like a great spirit about him, where it's not just for our offense, but cares about our football team, and we love him for it. He's doing a tremendous job. He's done a lot of unselfish work on our offense. A lot of the time. In pass protection, run game, takes a lot of pride in all those things. And as we like to say, the ball finds energy, and when you do things right and do it consistently, you tend to get rewarded for that type of stuff, and I think that's what we're seeing with him. But when we find him the ball, good things have been happening.
Seattle, by the way, takes on Jacksonville on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock on Fox. By the way, in case you missed it last night, I did. I was watching baseball. The Jags upset the Chiefs last night to improve to 4-1 on the season. This is a good ball club. See, kickoff on Fox, by the way, is at 10 a.m. Prep soccer scheduled today. The Big Nine has the week off. They don't play again until the weekend. Now, most of these games will probably be played. No real smoke issues on all the towns that you see there, with the possible exception of Omak and Cascade. That'll depend on the AQI as they get closer. But outside of that, all the games that you see in Prep Girls Soccer will probably take place today because they're all in the northern part of our viewing area, and air quality is really not an issue in Brewster or Bridgeport or Pateros or on down the line. And Prep Volleyball, they'll all play today, unless, of course, they decide to pump smoke into the area gymnasiums. And I don't think they're going to do that. Once again, the big schools, the Big Nine, for the most part, have most of this week off. They won't play again till Thursday and Friday, so check it out. Go watch some Prep Volleyball or Prep Soccer if the spirit shall move you. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 25 minutes after the hour, we have 6 obscure holidays to celebrate today. If you want to commemorate World Cotton Day, you can. Old times, they're not forgotten. National Bathtub Day today. I can't remember the last time I took a bath. It's probably about 4. It's National Forgiveness and Happiness Day. It's World Architecture Day. It's World Habitat Day. We have one. We're not doing anything. It was on this date, 1962, that the patent for LEDs was filed and approved by the Patent Office. So today we celebrate National LED Light Day today. And who's kidding who? This has been a game changer. The reason it took so long for LED light bulbs to become popular is that they were expensive. I mean, really expensive. The very first LED bulbs on the market were like $200 a pop, which is a bit much if you ask me. Now, every light in my house, of course, is an LED light. Most people are. Fun facts about LED lights: about 95% of an LED light bulb is recyclable. LEDs, of course, no mercury, so that's good. LED lights breed fewer bacteria than fluorescent bulbs when used in fresh food displays. That's probably good. If the entire country replaced their traditional Christmas lights with LED Christmas lights, it would save $17 billion a year. That's with a B. And of course, LED lights have less infrared reflection, which means they attract fewer insects. And you can finally buy them now. In fact, they're cheap. Almost any kind of LED light is cheap nowadays. Wasn't the case not that long ago. It's 26 minutes after the hour. Today in history, Cumberland University had disbanded their football team the year before. They were scheduled to play Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Georgia Tech said, "Are you coming?" And Cumberland says, "We don't have a football team anymore. We got rid of them." And he says, "Well, you're contractually obligated to play us, so you better get a football team. You better hop on the bus and get your butt to Atlanta." And on this date in 1916, they got their butt to Atlanta, and they proceeded to lose to Georgia Tech 222-0. Yeah, I mean, just cut them a check and say we're not coming, but they didn't. Cumberland rushed 27 times for minus 47 yards, and they lost 9 fumbles. They passed 18 times. They completed 2 of those passes, and they threw 6 interceptions. Georgia Tech rushed 26 times for 522 yards and 18 touchdowns, and they never threw a single pass. What's the point? Final score: Georgia Tech 222, Cumberland 0. Ironically enough, the betting line was Georgia Tech by 223. So the people who gambled didn't win. October 7th, 1976, 49 years ago today, after, I don't know, first the Nixon administration and then the Ford administration. It was Jerry Ford who said, "Enough of this. If John Lennon wants to live in the United States, I'm fine by that." John Lennon, after 6 years of being harassed by the federal government trying to get him to go back to England, was finally awarded his green card, his permanent residency status, at a hearing in New York City. All the previous efforts by the U.S. government to deport him were overturned. John Lennon was working on becoming a United States citizen when he was shot to death 4 years later. All right, here we go. Let's go to the 9th race. Here's the footage at Belmont Park in New York. And they're into the backstretch, and we got Assault and Battery and Bananas coming up through the bunch, and there's Space Appeal and Cafe Lex, and they're coming around the corner, and this right now it's Space Appeal and Cafe Lex, and there's Beetle Bomb and Assault and Battery, and there's Banana coming up through the bunch as they're heading into the home turn. It's Cafe Lex and Space Appeal. Cafe Lex, Space Appeal. Banana is now peeling away. It is Cafe Lex and Space Appeal, and Scorecard Harry is now coming up on the outside. Scorecard Harry making a move. Scorecard Harry and Cafe Lex and Space Appeal are now coming up, and here comes Scorecard Harry on the outside. It's Scorecard Harry, it is Cafe Lex and the Space Appeal, and the winner is, is it Cafe Lex as a Space Appeal, or is it Scorecard Harry? The winner is all of them. A triple dead heat at the 9th race at Belmont Park on this date in 1991. Needless to say, the computers that computate the the payout, didn't know what to do. I mean, what do you do with a triple dead heat? Check this out. Scorecard Harry paid $6.20 to win, but $7.40 to place. You would have won more money if you bet on Scorecard Harry to finish second than first. Same deal with Space Appeal. Space Appeal paid out more money to place and show than to win. The Daily Double returned anywhere from $9.80 to $30, depending on what horse you selected, and 15 different payoffs had to be calculated for the double, the exacta, and the triple dead heat. You don't see that too often. This is the 32nd anniversary of the end of the most costly and devastating flood in this country's history. The Great Flood of 1993 ends at St. Louis 103 days after it began. For 103 days, the Mississippi River was above flood stage. 100,000 homes destroyed, $20 billion in damages. But it finally came to an end. And one thing came to an end and another thing began. The longest war in this country's history begins October 7th, 2001, 24 years ago today, about 1 month after the attacks in New York City and Washington, D.C. The war in Afghanistan begins with an air assault and covert operations on the ground. That was one long war. Stu, some birthdays. One celebrity birthday. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill alive last night. Alive as you and me, says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. Said Joe, I never died. Joe Hill, the labor leader, activist, and poet, born in the state in 1879. He was a labor activist and agitator. They didn't like him in Utah. He was executed. Joe Hill, born in Sweden in 1879. Well, do we wish this guy a happy birthday or not? Vladimir Putin, who's pretty much been running the Soviet Union, or the Russian, whatever you want to call it. He was president. He has been president since 2012. He was also president from 2000 till 28, and in the meantime, for those 4 years between his presidential terms, he was the prime minister of Russia. Who's kidding who? He's running the joint and has run the joint for the last 25 years. Not only does he speak Russian, he is fluent in German, Swedish, and English. I always got a kick about whenever they show Vladimir and Donald Trump together with an interpreter. He speaks better English than Trump does. Anyway, he's 73 years old today. And the multi-talented Toni Braxton. She can sing, she can produce, she can act, she writes her own songs, always bonus points for that. The great Toni Braxton is 58 years old today. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. We're making that transition now from air conditioning to heat, and if you have an all-inclusive, all-in-one HVAC system, and most of the newer ones are, it just switches. But it's not that simple. Make sure you are ready for the super cold months coming by having Alpine Air go out and take it a look-see. Maybe it's time for a brand new HVAC system. They'll take care of you. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. Mike Bernardi has an opinion about critical thinking, which he oftentimes engages in. And then hopefully, live in this studio, Austin Andrade. It's Tuesday. It's always hockey talk. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Yeah, let's go to commercial now, Tuck.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. The Medicare annual enrollment period runs October 15th through December 7th, and this year brings important changes to Medicare and prescription drug costs. I offer no-cost plan reviews to help you compare benefits and be confident in your coverage for the year ahead. I've specialized in Medicare insurance for nearly a decade and would love to assist you. Call or visit me today at my office in Wenatchee.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, SaveMart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. SaveMart, your local destination for quality appliances mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Reconnect at home with those that matter most. Create your private retreat with a clean-burning, energy-efficient Lopi fireplace insert or stove. Handcrafted in Mukilteo, Washington, Lopi has amazing custom fire designs your whole family will love. Design your dream fire online with Lopi's Design My Fire tool. Request a quote or visit your participating Lopi dealer today. Lopi, North America's favorite fire.
Mention this ad to receive an additional 3% discount.
This is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, there's a recent social phenomenon I've noticed, using terms like woke, liberal, snowflake, terms that are not only used to criticize someone, but also to allow whoever disagrees and uses such terms to ignore the legitimacy of what someone says simply by using a pejorative term to characterize them. If I say something undeniably true, like Trump lost in 2020, and the big lie is that the election was stolen from him, all a dissenter has to do is say that I'm a liberal, to establish in their minds that anything I say is suspect and it's okay for them to continue to dwell in their fantastically ill-informed opinion. You know, it's incredible to me how this simple act of characterization relieves someone of the responsibility of honest critical thinking. I don't know. This is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Listen, home upgrades can be expensive, but I've always had that DIY vision. Like controlling my thermostat remotely, or getting instant heat, and upgrading my insulation.
Some upgrades don't need a fresh perspective. With Shalom PUD rebates, it's easy to make energy-efficient upgrades that make your home more comfortable.
Hooray, Wenatchee Valley! Collins Fashions announces our buy one, get one free clothing item sale. That's right, buy one item at the sale price and get the next item free. We have a great selection of women's tops, capris, jeans, and dresses. And our new fall fashions are arriving daily. Cozy jackets, sweaters, vests, jeans, slacks, boots, etc., etc. Come on in soon for the best selection on the Collins buy one, get one free sale in downtown Wenatchee.
If your chair is comfortable and still fits, don't toss it. Reupholster it at Wenatchee Upholstery. The sky is the limit. From new upholstery in your favorite car to upgrading your seats in the boats. Everything old can be new again when you call Joe. Personalize your golf cart, grandma's chair, your favorite bar stool. Trust your treasure with Wenatchee Upholstery.
You already know that we are the premier auto accident and work injury clinic in Central Washington, with chiropractic rehab, medical, physical therapy, acupuncture, and massage, all at one stop, one location. We now offer medical weight loss in all of its reducing glory, with no insurance needed. Diabetic or not, take control of your health today.
Results may vary. Consult your primary care physician before starting this program if you have chronic medical conditions.
Call for your free consultation. Call 884-HELP, 884-4357.
It is Tuesday. That means Hockey Talk with Austin Drade, the pride of the Hawkeye State, the broadcasting voice and media relations manager.
Yeah.
What does that mean, by the way?
It means I manage our media relations.
But you're it.
And I manage our broadcasting.
But you're it. Do you have a staff?
I manage myself fairly well.
Austin Andrade, good to
not
see you, my
perfect.
friend. Yeah, really.
It's good to see you too.
For the uninitiated, pretty tough weekend. Competitive matches against Victoria. We lost in overtime at home on Friday. Went down to Kennewick, lost by a goal on Saturday. You were right about Penticton being Penticton, regardless of moving from the British Columbia Hockey League to the Western Hockey League. The V's came to town on Sunday, and well, they won in walk-away fashion. So tough weekend for the Wild. Still lots to get to, but the most competitive of all the games over the weekend, Austin, was the Victoria game. So we're going to do what we always do. We're going to run highlights with Austin narrating the action as we go. For Austin, I'm going to ask you, please, to use the monitor here in the studio, and for you folks at home, and we cannot stress this enough, please use your televisions. Highlights from Friday night and the overtime loss to Victoria. Take it away, Austin.
Well, this one got the weekend started. Wild coming in, looking for that first win of the season. Victoria coming in off a 9-4 win against Vancouver the previous weekend. More cowbell night.
I like that graphic. Is that new?
The laser show?
Lights, yeah.
We've done some pretty killer laser shows.
Sweet.
Kimber's done a great job for us, and chance right out in front, not going to get through, but right on the doorstep, not on the first opportunity. Wild are going to run away with the puck after a fantastic save in net by by Cal Conway, but the Victoria Royals are going to get this one. They're not going to scrape it out from in front. I'll toss to the front of the net looking for a carom. And they got it. Miles Cooper in front, going to tap this one home. Take another look right across the bottom of the crease. Just a little bounce. And that makes it a 1-0 score. That's how it was after one. We go to the second. And shortly off a face-off, the Victoria Royals strike again. This one a long throw toward the goal line. It pops up and kicked aside. A couple of great saves from Conway in the second period. That was one of them. This one, another one. On the power play for Victoria, down the slot, nothing there. Second opportunity, also knocked aside. They're going to clear it out, though. And this one is going to get to the back of the net with a shot from up top. Kicks out long, and they send it home to make it a 2-0 score. Long bounce off a block in front, and the Royals send it through with Hayden Moore to make it a 2-0 score.
No quit in this team, though.
No quit in this team. The Wild would cut it back to a 1-goal game 3 separate times, and this one was the first. Ashton Brown, no. Josh Fluker, yes! Second chance, throw it, don't aim it. Or rather, aim it, don't throw it. This one perfectly placed to make it a 1-goal contest again. But later in the period,
the video will freeze.
Victoria Royals.
I guess that's all we got.
Victoria Royals delaying the entry.
It's almost like they're not skating at all.
They're thinking, they're setting it up. But regardless, the Wild would cut it back to a 1-goal game 3 separate times. Overtime winner for Hayden Moore up the right wing, 5-4. Overtime final, Wild do get 1 point.
They did get a point. They lost to the Tri-City Americans on Saturday night down in Kennewick. 3-2 was the final there. That was the first victory of the year for Tri-City, by the way. And then Sunday, first of all, Sunday, kudos to the people who showed up. I've told this story before, Austin. I think I've told it to you. A number of years ago, during the NAHL days, North American Hockey League days, the schedule is put way out in advance, so there's nothing they can do about outside things. And the Wild had a home Sunday afternoon game against whomever, I can't remember, at the exact same time that the Seahawks were playing a playoff game. And there were more people on the ice than there were in the stands. And when I saw the schedule, and I thought, okay, Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock, Seahawks are wrapping up probably right around there against Tampa. And then, of course, the Mariners at home. How many people are going to show up to see the game Sunday afternoon against Penticton? And a surprisingly large amount of people did. And I want to give them love for that, because when I saw the highlights from Sunday night, I was thinking there's going to be a whole bunch of empty seats there. But there wasn't, especially in our in our scoring goal area, the horseshoe.
Yeah, it was a good crowd on Sunday. You look at the schedule that we were up against. The not only the Seahawks playing, I think at 1, but the Mariners playing a highly anticipated Game 2 of their American League Division Series against Detroit at 5. So there was a lot going on for people to watch, and we're glad they came out to see our game and put the Mariners game on demand and probably check it out when they got home.
So kudos to them. I was very impressed with that. I was a little concerned, but it wasn't actually bad at all. Give me some takeaways from the weekend. 2 competitive games, Friday and Saturday. Didn't win, but went right down to the final buzzer. Not so much against Penticton on Sunday. Some pretty heavy legs, I think, on Sunday. 3 games in 3 days. Your impressions of the weekend?
Yeah, Penticton was playing with some heavy legs too. They played a 3-3 as well, but they played a little bit deeper game, I think, than we did. Probably were able to put together a little more structure in that game than we did. But yeah, a 1-point weekend that was very, very close to being a 4-point weekend for our guys. The effort was good. The compete was for the most part, especially the first 2 nights, I thought really, really good. It's a group that, yeah, they need a little more structure, but you have to remember the group that we're working with right now. Not only do we have some injuries on the blue line, we got a couple guys dinged up on the forward lines as well, but 26 guys on the roster right now. We've had some injuries on the blue line, so we brought up an affiliate from up in Canada. But you have to remember, I think 18 of these guys are guys who have never played coming into the season more than 10 games in the Western Hockey League. And these guys who are brand new to the league, other than Cal Conway and Brandon Mickelson, who's injured right now on the blue line, and you talk about guys like Blake Vanek and his teammate from Stillwater. Other than these guys, they've never played together.
And it doesn't just gel. There's not a magic pill. You just have to skate and skate and skate and figure out where you belong in the organization.
Yeah, it's not a quick fix. There are no quick, easy answers when you're bringing in a lot of young guys with a lot of future ahead of them, certainly here in Wenatchee. But you have to remember, it's a 68-game season. It feels so cliche to say it. Of course, it's cliche to complain about cliches, but we're 5 games into a 68-game season. If you were talking about the drive from our studio right now out to Leavenworth, we're hitting all the red lights in front of Walmart. Mm-hmm. We're not even at Sunny Slope yet. So we're just getting started on the trip through the season. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We got a long season ahead and a lot of open road ahead of us. And this group will get there.
And this is one of the youngest teams in the Western Hockey League too. Mm-hmm. As far as just we didn't age out a lot of players.
Nope.
So it's pretty green roster, and these things take time. But the nice thing about having a young team is that they have a tendency to forget those 5-1 losses to Penticton pretty quickly.
That's right. Yeah, this group, especially with a couple of opportunities ahead this week against Spokane and Seattle, this group, I think the dam is going to break once they get that first one. It's just a matter of putting everything together a full 60 minutes on one night and making win number 1 happen.
He mentioned we'll be at Spokane Friday to take on the Chiefs, and then the Thunderbirds in town for Sunday. And you don't have to worry about the Seahawks. They play a morning game on Sunday. Maybe some Mariner action going on there. We don't know yet. Talk about the Thunderbirds and what's going on Sunday at the Town Toyota Center.
Yeah, so the Thunderbirds are. Look, we play a couple of teams this weekend that start out well. They get off to good starts and start on time in their games, but hopefully we'll be able to put the power play together. Seattle is a team that takes a few penalties, so that's something that if they do against us, we need the power play to come through and take advantage of for us. But as far as off the ice, it's our daddy-daughter night, which means we had our mom and son night on Sunday. So just like the daughters pay for the tickets, the dads get in free, and then we'll take pictures on the ice after the game on Sunday. It should be a fun one.
Did you bring me a cowbell or a magnetic schedule from the office?
Not today.
Okay, well, next next week.
It's a long season, Dan.
Before
it's
the
a
week is
marathon,
out, it is a long season. Before the week is out, we need to talk about our mutual friend and a really good guy, David Rayfield. He's doing it again. The guy is, he might not all be there, but his heart is in the right place. We're going to endeavor to talk to David personally before the week is out, but it's that time of the year again.
It is. Our 6th annual Military Appreciation Campout is starting on Monday this coming week. Every year, David camps out on the Town Toyota Center balcony out facing Walla Walla Avenue, and he stays out there starting on a Monday morning until it's been Thursday most years. I think last year he cut it into late on Wednesday, but sells 1,000 tickets for our Military Appreciation Game, which is usually as close to Veterans Day as we can allow it. And this year it's going to be on Saturday, November 8th against the Prince George Cougars. $4 of every one of the tickets that David sells get split between the Thomas A. Biddle Foundation and the Veterans Hall here in Wenatchee. So he meets his goal, and they get $2,000 each from the proceeds. So it's a fantastic event. We look forward to it every year. I know the folks in Wenatchee who love hockey and are proud to have served. They love it as well, and we're looking forward to helping David out again this year. We've got a link on the website at WenatcheeWildHockey.com. If you go up to the tickets tab, we've got a link there. You can buy some of those tickets ahead of time and help get David off to a good start. It really helped out last year, and we want to do it again this year. We chose it a little bit earlier this year. There's not as much of a time crunch for him. He's got a lot of preparation to do for home games, and we've got a lot coming up early in November. This one, we've got the road weekend coming up after this coming Sunday, so that'll open up the schedule a little bit for him, be able to get those tickets sold and then focus on setting up for the game October 25th. And then I think we've got home games back-to-back weekends right after that. So he'll be a busy man, but we'll get the Military Appreciation Campout taken care of and get those tickets sold, fill it up for Military Appreciation Night against Prince George right before Veterans Day.
And again, the sooner Dave starts Monday morning, and the sooner we buy the 1,000 tickets, the sooner he gets off the balcony.
Yep.
So hopefully he starts at 8 a.m. on Monday morning, and by noon he's having lunch, and he's sold 2,000 tickets. Because the longer he has to, we don't want David to get pneumonia, for crying out loud. We like him.
And we don't want him to stay out on the balcony any longer than he has to with the smoke out there either.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want to get him off the balcony and get him back inside where the air is a little more conditioned.
Let's real quickly talk about the other professional hockey league, the National Hockey League. They begin tonight. They have a triple header, by the way, if you're into that. One game after another, I believe would be a triple header. Let's talk a little Kraken. A little disappointed last year. They had the new coach now, but the new coach is now got his wings together, and everything is looking good for the Seattle Kraken. As a rule of thumb, you live here in the Pacific Northwest now, you have to, by default, follow the local NHL team.
You do.
Your thoughts on the Kraken and the NHL overall as we get into the season?
I'm not going to pencil them in for a Stanley Cup just yet. But no, the Kraken, they didn't make any headline-grabbing moves this year. They didn't make any huge splashes with who they signed. But I know they made some more subtle moves this year. You mentioned the new head coach, got a new staff this season. So I think they're going to start off, hopefully they stay healthy. They're starting off healthy. Hopefully it stays that way. They've got some potential as well. Hopefully those guys will step in and make an impact as the season goes along. Hopefully they stay healthy. Berkeley Catton just made the roster from Spokane, so everybody in the Western Hockey League is happy to see him make a National Hockey League roster. But we're proud of what he's done the last couple of years with Spokane. He's had a great WHL career, and he should have a pretty good career in the NHL now that he's made the roster. I think he's going to be around for a while. But they've got a lot of there's a lot of hope in Seattle this year. Hopefully those young players will step in, fill in that depth, and make it that solid season that folks in Seattle are hoping for.
Last question, real quick. Is this finally going to be the year that a Canadian team wins the Cup. I liked Winnipeg's chances last year because they started out so good. They ended up tailing off at the end. They made a fairly deep run in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but a Canadian team has not won the Stanley Cup since the early 90s, I want to say.
Yeah, that was 93. The Canadians were still playing in the Forum.
That's
when the last Canadian team.
Is Canada going to do it? And if they are, which team is going to pull it off? Maybe the Canucks?
I still got to think the Oilers are going to be the ones to do it. I don't know if this will be the. I've been saying the last 2 years, if anybody's going to do it out of Canada, it's going to be the Oilers. And the last 2 years, they've come tantalizingly close, haven't been able to get it done. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the year.
Okay.
We'll see if that's still true in May or March, but third time's the charm. I like their chances.
There you go. The guy knows more about hockey than I do, which isn't much of a stretch. Again, the next home game is Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock against the Seattle Thunderbirds. WenatcheeWildHockey.com, WenatcheeWildHockey.com. Don't forget to click on that special little drop-down icon on their homepage to help David Rayfield out. We're going to try and maybe talk to David live Monday morning via Zoom. We'll see if we can make that work. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
Austin Drade, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. We'll take a break and close it out with the weather forecast. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCB Life channel.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation, and let's build something amazing together.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
.46 degrees, relative humidity 66. This is the October, so our relative humidity has a tendency to be, the air has a tendency to be a little wetter, but it's really not helping much with the air quality. Here's your latest AQI leading the parade, and we want to congratulate everybody in Cashmere. You're at 293 right now. Ugh. East Wenatchee is at 223. Wenatchee is at 193. All of these AQIs are considerably dirtier than they were 24 hours ago, and we all know what happened yesterday. It was pretty bad air until the very latest part of the afternoon. What is going on? We're under the influence of a flat ridge of high pressure, but it needs something to knock it out of alignment. Until that something shows up, we're going to have some dirty air. Well, that something is on the way. They crushed all the numbers, all the computers got together, and they are pretty much much in agreement that we are going to start seeing some changes Wednesday night into Thursday, which is ahead of schedule. It wasn't supposed to happen until Friday night. Now they say Wednesday night into Thursday is when things are going to improve a great deal. Sunny outside of the smoke and the haze. These would be beautiful October days if it wasn't for the smoke. Today of about 71 degrees, 42 for the overnight low tonight. One more day of the gunky stuff. That's a technical term that we use, Austin, in the world of meteorology. Hazy, smoky, outside of that, high of 69 degrees. And then Wednesday night, while you're sleeping, the system breaks down. In comes a short wave off the Gulf of Alaska. And that means on Wednesday night, in the wee small hours of the morning, as Frank Sinatra once sang, we could see a little bit of light rain by the time we get up Thursday. Partly sunny Thursday, 30% chance of rain, a little bit warmer, high of 72. Thursday night, 30% chance of rain. Friday, 40% chance of rain. Friday night, 40% chance of rain. Saturday, 40% chance of rain. Best chance of rain right now, as things sit, is Saturday night into Sunday. And on Saturday night, as you can see how chilly the overnight low is going to be, they could see some snow at the 4,000-foot level, which is a little above where the fires are, but certainly any kind of precipitation on the local fires is welcome indeed. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.